Happy Thanksgiving, folks. We just got done eating. Oh man, am I bloated. About like a bloated toad. Cedar came down from Montana. We had some other friends we thought were coming, and I guess they weren't planning to. We misunderstood what they had to say. But anyway, it was just me and Cindy and Cedar, and it was a nice, enjoyable Thanksgiving. Growing up, we went to the grandparents, either mom's side or dad's side, early on, and that was fun. They were always kind of pleasant to be around. But as time went on, we ended up having to go to my aunt's house. I was telling this to Hillbilly today, and I never enjoyed that. Not a bit. I did not like Thanksgiving because it meant we had to go over there. And it wasn't that they were bad people or nothing like that, but they, for the lack of putting it any better, they had terrible manners. They wouldn't let somebody else finish talking before they started in. You couldn't get 2 words out before they'd be squawking. And they would be squawking louder than the guy next to them that was trying to be heard over that feller. And then that one was squawking louder than that one, trying to be heard over the other 2 over here. And it was just horrible. You'd come away from there with a headache and just bad mood, and I never liked it. And one of the best Thanksgivings I ever did have, before I met Cindy, my buddies Greg and Jeff Bodine, they lived in a teepee for about 6 years. And toward the tail end of that, we used to take that teepee down and we would take it up to a place called Teanaway in Washington. And Teanaway was by Cleellum and Roslyn. They got a lot of snow. So we ended up, every year we'd go on a snowshoeing trip. And sometimes we were elk hunting, sometimes we were just up there to go camping, and it was a lot of fun. And later on, Cindy and Cedar, they came with us, and we went on about a week, sometimes 2 weeks, snowshoeing trip and up in the snow. And up there, the snow would get deep. I mean, you'd have 3-4 feet, and a lot more than we do here, actually. But remember the old show, Northern Exposure, about the doctor that was in Alaska? It was kind of a goofy show, but I liked it. Anyway, that was filmed in the town of Roslyn, which is Roslyn, Washington. It's a real place, but it's not in Alaska. Anyway, that was nearby to where we were camped at. And eventually, the snow got so deep that we weren't there. We set up the teepee, and then we went back to home, and we were going to come back and go camp. Well, it snowed about 2 feet of wet, heavy snow, and it broke all the teepee poles, and the poles tore up through the canvas of the teepee and ruined it. But anyway, for a lot of years, we'd go up there and do that before I met Cindy and Cedar. And the best Thanksgiving that I can remember, really, was the first one that I got away from all that noise, got away from all the squawking. And we had a Dutch oven on the teepee, on the campfire in the center of the teepee. We had a Dutch oven on there, and we had game hens. Each one of us had one of those little, game hen chickens. And oh man, talk about relaxing. And we were up there in the middle of nowhere. It was just really, really pleasant. And I've never really liked Thanksgiving that much because of all that squawking. And then of course, once I met Cindy and we got married, now life's quiet and back to normal, and Thanksgiving ain't a bad time. But back then, like I say, going to the grandparents was fine. That wasn't a big deal. But my aunts, I'd rather have my teeth pulled, every last one of them. But anyway, we're done with Thanksgiving here, and it was pretty good. A lot of you folks, you like football, and I'm not a football fan. I'm not a sports fan of really any kind. I always kind of liked rodeo until I got this fairgrounds job, and I've seen enough rodeos now to last me a lifetime. I don't really care to see another one unless I have to be there to work. But as far as ball games go, I got absolutely zero interest. And my dad, that's kind of partly due to him. He didn't mean it that way. He wanted me to get interested in football and basketball and baseball, and I like to play it. Baseball, and that's about it. Basketball, shoot, I wasn't tall enough and I wasn't spry enough, and football, I always got clobbered. I didn't really much care for that. But baseball I enjoyed. I like to play it. But watching it on TV was about as exciting as watching the grass grow. I had no interest in that. Whenever I have two sisters and a younger brother, actually all three of them are younger than I am. I'm the oldest one. But my one sister, the oldest one, we'd get in fights all the time. And whenever that would happen, Dad would say, well, come on in here and sit and watch football with me, or basketball, or whatever sport it was on TV. Kind of like boxing. That was kind of fun to watch. But, once the popcorn was gone, it was just a punishment. He didn't mean it to be a punishment. He was hoping I'd get interested in it, but I had absolutely no interest in any of it. I didn't understand the rules, and it was a nice day. I'd much rather be outside doing something on my own. Watching somebody else play a game has just never, that boggles my brain. How do you enjoy watching somebody else have fun when you could be outside doing something fun instead? If the weather's bad, maybe, but even then, there's more entertaining stuff than that. But anyhow, so Dad wanted me to watch football or basketball, and as soon as the popcorn was gone, I wanted to be outside, and he wouldn't let me go outside because I was somewhat being punished for fighting with my sister, and he didn't really mean it that way, but it just was the way it was. And I don't know, Thanksgiving, we'd go over to somebody else's house, and the food was good. Then they'd want to watch football. No. No, I don't want to watch football. I don't want to sit in here in misery when I could be doing something else. And dinner was great. See ya. Bye. But you can't really do that either. That's kind of rude. So Thanksgiving has never been one of my top holidays. But this year, and actually every year since I've met Cindy's, it has been much better holiday. It's been quiet, relaxed. Sometimes we have a friend over. Sometimes we'll go to a friend's house. But mostly we go back home. We have dinner. We sit around, visit for a little while, and then everybody's off to bed, and it's just a great time. But anyway, I hope you all folks had a great Thanksgiving. And see you tomorrow. And thank you very much for watching. I got me a whiskey. Look at this cup. I gotta show you this. I'll probably get in trouble for showing you this, but that's okay. This cup has boobs. I told Cindy, I can have a drink and grab some boobs and not get in trouble. See you, folks. Good night.